Good morning, miners and newer scouts. This guide is for the newer scouts out there who maybe don't have overclocks. All three of your teammates are down. The swarms are descending upon you. You're feeling the pressure. Can scout swarm clear without overclocks? Yes, absolutely you can, and Big Sis will teach you how. So what do we as scouts have for swarm clear without overclocks? Well, we have the Drac with splash damage. This is great for when bugs are bunched up together, and the splash damage is, well, splashing in a radius across all the bugs. And the Drac is particularly great for swarm clear of the others because it is a spray and pray gun, so even a new player can pretty much wipe out a swarm with it. But we also have the Bolt Shark with chem bolts. These are great paired with pheromones. Get the bugs bunched together with pheromones, boom, chem bolts, goodbye swarm. There are other options too. We have the M1 with blow through, which takes a little more positioning. You have to position right and make sure you're lining up your shots so you're hitting bugs behind. The same goes for the boomstick. We have the blow through on the boomstick too. But one advantage the boomstick has of the M1 is its fire damage mod. Now fire spreads, so that's really helpful in swarms, again especially when they're bunched together. So why don't we go into Sandbox Utilities and take a look at how we use these tools to clear a swarm. Okay, first we're going to go down with the Drac with splash damage and the boomstick with blow through. This is only has 3, so I'm actually going to call down 4 swarms, so we'll be getting 4 times has 3 swarms here. So just imagine all 3 teammates are down, we have 4 swarms to clear. Okay, first what we want to do is take our time, have a look around and see what's spawning. What we need to do is take out priority targets first. Don't panic, don't worry too much about the hordes of grunts coming at you. You can take care of them last. Remember, you have a grapple, just keep on the move. Look for priority targets. Once you take those out, the rest of the swarm will be easy. If you're wondering what to prioritize, I'd say Macteras and Grabbers first, clearly. Then septic spreaders, then stingtails, and then anything else, especially spitters, acid spitters, then web spitters. Then you can go down to your slashers. I wouldn't worry too much about Praetorians or oppressors unless you're in a tight space. If you're in a tight space, then I'd sort of chip away at them and make sure you get them down quickly, but don't worry about them too much because they move so slow. You want to take out all the high priority dangerous targets that can take you out, such as the septic spreader, stingtail, acid spitters, Macteras. Don't forget to use the environment to your advantage too. Praetorian gas or the gas in fungus bogs, exploding mushrooms, things like that. Take advantage of these, kite the bugs, lead the bugs into them, use them to your advantage. In swarms, you're inevitably going to get hit sometimes. Even the best players get hit sometimes. You're always going to get that one sneaky grunt that comes up from behind you, or you're in a tight space so you get yourself cornered. The important thing is not to panic. Reposition, keep fighting. Okay, so that's the Drac with splash damage and the boomstick with blow through and the fire mod. As you can see, you can clearly clear your 4 times. Has 3 swarm with it. The boomstick is just a case of lining up your shots to make sure you're hitting bugs behind. And with the Drac, it's literally just a case of spray. just spray. Most importantly, keep grappling, never stand still, keep moving. If you notice, I'm very mobile. Move always, and take out key priority targets first before dealing with the bulk of the swarm, because if you try dealing with the bulk of the swarm while your priority targets are still alive, you're going to find yourself with some acid in your face, or you're going to find yourself with red goo on your face, and you don't want that. So take out the priority targets first, and then wipe out the bulk of the swarm. That's literally the secret. Okay, so that's has 3. How about has 5? Okay, let's go back down with the Drac again. We'll get to the end one, don't worry. We'll go down with the Drac again, and the Bolt Shark with Chem Bolts. Okay, we're in has 5 now, so I'm going to call down 2 has 5 swarms, and we're going to see how we can clear it without overclocks, just using the Drac with splash damage and the Bolt Shark with Chem Bolts. It's the same as before. First, I want to find those priority targets and take those out. Now, it's actually easier here because in Sandbox Utilities we've got this nice wide open space. You don't always have that luxury in the caves, but if you're caught in a swarm in the caves, my best advice is actually just to go back to the spawn room or to the nearest big room. Don't try to fight in tight corridors. Find a nice wide open space where you can fight in the open, you can see the enemies, you can see the threats. There's nothing lurking around a corner, and bugs aren't overwhelming you and cornering you in a tight space. If you are getting overwhelmed, pheromones are a great grenade to have. Find a bunch of bugs that are all together, preferably with a Praetorian or an Oppressor mixed in there, to keep the bugs really busy, and this will give you some much needed breathing space. It'll give you time to maneuver, time to think, have a look around, get out of danger, but most of all, it lets you use your Chem Bolts and wipe them out in one go. Speed and mobility is your best friend in game. Anything that increases your speed, anything that increases your mobility, take it. The momentum mod on your grapple, for example, I always take this. I've always got momentum on my grapple. It gives you that extra speed when you land with your grapple. It allows you to zip around quickly in and out, and you're never in danger for long with it. Another one is the mod on your Bolt Shark that gives you extra speed after a kill. And of course there's Hot Feet on the Drac. If you overheat, Hot Feet will give you that extra speed boost too to get out of danger. Anything with speed and mobility is great. Don't forget you have a pickaxe, and don't be afraid to use it in a fight. Use that power attack. It's just an extra tool in your arsenal. I remember if you're using a Bolt Shark, you don't need overclocks. With the Broadhead mod, just the vanilla bolt puts out 130 damage. That's higher than most weapons. So that was a 2 times has 5 swarm, and as you can see, Scout can swarm clear without overclocks using either the Drac, the Boomstick, or the Bolt Shark. What about the M1 and the Zux? Let's go down again and call another 2 times has 5 swarm. Okay, just have a little patience with me here because I'm not a native M1 user, and the Zux, I haven't used them without overclocks in like 2 years. But still, I'm calling down 2 times has 5 swarm, and I'll show you how to clear a swarm without overclocks. And listen, I'm not a good player, I'm not pro, I don't display the neatest or tidiest of gameplays. I'm just a casual player, just like you guys. I'm just like you. So I just want to show you that if I can do it, then you can do it, and I want you to take that away more than anything else. If I can do it, if Big Sis can do it, so can you. I know you can do it. With the right knowledge and the right tactics and the right know-how, you can do it. Just watch how I play and take my advice, key targets, positioning, line up shots. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. That's literally the secret. And you can swarm clear like Big Sis too. IFGs are great, not just for slowing down enemies, but it also increases all damage inside the AFG by 30%. Don't underestimate this tool in your arsenal. Ideally, with an AFG, you want to place one down and keep leading the bugs in it. Just lead the bugs through it, take them out, grapple to the other side, leads the other bugs back through it. That way you get maximum usage out of it. And that, my babies, is swarm clearing without overclocks. So you've got multiple routes to pick from there, which is my personal favourite and which is my personal recommendation. If you're really new to the game and really struggling to swarm clear, I'd go with the Drac with splash damage and the boomstick with blow through and the fire mod. Put the builds up here. Ding! I'd say give this a try. Just remember that when your teammates are down and you're being overrun by a swarm, most importantly is don't panic. Just remember my tips. First tip: find a nice wide open space. Get out of the tight corridors, get out of the tiny room. If you're in there, just grapple. If you have to grapple all the way back to the spawn room, do it. Your teammates can wait. They'll wait. Don't try to rush. A mistake I used to make when I was a new scout is once teammates were down, it's like, oh no, if I don't get them up quickly, I think that they'll be mad or they'll get bored or something like that. Don't worry about it. They'd rather you clear the swarm safely so you can get them up and then complete the mission together. Take your time, find a nice big open room, get yourself there. Second tip: take out priority targets first. Don't worry about the bulk of the swarm, you have your grapple. And hopefully you've also taken my advice to take all the speed and mobility mods that you can. Just keep them away from nipping at your heels and concentrate on those priority targets. The septic spreaders, the Mac Terror, the menaces. Take them out first and then deal with the bulk. That is the bulk of the swarm. Of course, if there's a bulk detonator, that's where pheromones would come in handy. You can pheromone the bulk and then take the bulk out, which would take out the swarm for you. So there's a free tip for you too. Just don't panic. Take your time. Think and look around. Think about your positioning. Always reposition. Remember to keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. So make sure you're thinking about your positioning when you're firing. Get into a position where the most bugs will be in your line of fire. Alright, my babies? If there's anything else you'd like to know, if there's anything you're struggling with or need help with, put it in the comments. I'll be happy to make a future video about it for you. But for now, Big Sis is going to head over to the bar and get herself a drink. Zippity. Leaf lovers, there's no tip for you today, Lloyd.